Through my eyes, I've never achieved enough.
Deborah Mitchell, founder of a successful global skincare brand, the Royal A-list facialist, beauty innovator and pioneer of natural formulas, including the world-famous Bee Venom facial.
Anyway, it went all over the world and I became a multi-millionaire overnight.
You do look incredibly young. Let me just, for someone who's got 28, like literally.
Oh, thank you for
What
saying
on
that.
earth?
But they stole all my formulas.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Should have done.
happens in business. That happens. There's a lot of stories.
Once you've achieved or you've got a grounding, you don't get men as much saying, questioning. But when I hadn't achieved, and I wanted to change my packaging, I phoned up a company. It was Roma Glass, and they wouldn't supply me because I was a woman.
And thanks for coming in. And I'm
Well,
just
thank
wondering
you
how
for
are we
having me.
going to introduce you? How do we introduce someone like you? Because you're absolutely brilliant with what you've achieved. You've literally gone and built a business from nothing to everything. And you've done it by yourself. You have no investors. You're not getting much help. You've done this yourself. You've suffered all the pain of it. And then you've got the rewards with an incredible skincare brand. And not only have you built a skincare brand, but you're an innovator. So you design the products. You come up with these concepts, which is a very creative process. So you are building the business. You're also hugely creative and hugely successful. So it's my honor, absolute honor, to have you on here and learn from you.
Well, do you know what, Aleksandra? It was absolutely fantastic to be invited on this amazing podcast that you've got. And I am actually really thrilled to be here. I love the area. We were saying earlier. I love the way people say hi.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a nice area, nice friendly area. That's nice.
I'm glad people have good manners. I mean, it's not always like that, but it's nice. It's nice when people say hello and when they're friendly. It makes a big difference. I don't even believe that I've done you justice with the introductions. So I would like to know how you see yourself. Like, what do you do and how do you see what you do? And do you feel that you're successful?
I do feel I'm successful, but I think success is probably through the mirror of somebody else's eyes, to be honest, because if it was through my eyes, I've never achieved enough. Through other people, obviously, I can be in a restaurant and people can recognise me and they can be thrilled about my products. They love using my products. And I think, I get fan mail. I got some more fan mail this week.
Do. Very nice.
Yeah, which is all very nice. And I don't know what, obviously, when you are, what says success. To me, I think when I was younger, there is things that I did want and I achieved those. And they said success to me. But now, success is a different conversation.
So it's changed.
It's a change. It's a change conversation. So if you take yourself sort of back to when I first started out, I mean, maybe I'll mention, obviously, I'm flying all over the world. I'm in palaces. I'm meeting people. I'm meeting friends of very important people, and they are really, really lovely to me. So that actually does say success because you're there or you're in the right place at the right time.
Hanging around the palace. I mean,
hanging around the palace, yeah.
We're doing more than hanging around, but we'll get to
But also
this.
hanging around the people around the palace that look after the palace or speak to the palace and things like that, which I had a really wonderful meeting with an amazing person that sort of so... And I probably wouldn't have met that person if I hadn't been involved with the palace.
Gosh.
So I was very lucky. I don't want to go into too much.
I know. We'll be careful.
But it is, you have to be careful.
Yes.
But, and that was like, oh, wow. that's nice. Isn't that nice?
That's so
You
cool.
know, somebody, you know, so, and I feel very honoured when I get these things. You
Yeah,
know, they're not.
Something I've noticed about you, and because Sammy was saying, who's coming in, who are you interviewing today, and and I was saying to him, and one thing I had to say about you is that despite all your success, and you do literally hang around the palace and you rub shoulders with these amazing people, and you've achieved enormous success professionally, you're a very down-to-earth, relaxing person to be around, friendly, normal, no sort of, nothing uptight at all with you. You're just completely soul of the earth person. It's great.
There's a place just, I was waiting. There's Fig and Olive, or there's another place, the opposite side of Fig and Olive.
Okay.
And I thought the other place, opposite Fig. And I had a lovely conversation with those lovely gentlemen. And it's nice. And I think that is life. I feel that's life. I don't feel, I'm going to say snooty. I don't think snooty people are particularly, you know, if they believe they're above somebody, I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's not something I...
That's not you for sure.
And any of the people I'm around, I mean, talk about royalty, they are wonderful people.
Okay, let's get into this. So you're known as the facialist to royals and, A-star celebrities. So for those that are watching that don't know what a facialist is, what is that?
So I'm actually a fully qualified beauty therapist, and I actually make my own skincare range. Made it for years and love it. So to be a facialist has to be somebody that's very special and different. And what I do in my treatments is people have said it's miraculous. They levitate out of their body.
No.
They feel incredibly, this is the things that they say. They feel incredibly different. Some people cry, some don't. Their face gets altered into another sort of look. Yeah, 10 years younger is quite an easy thing to say, but it's not that. It's like a childlike look that they gain from not just the skincare, but the manipulation of the head and the body and the transformation of they're literally their soul, really. So we train this all over the world. I like to hope that I'm like really good, and the people I train aren't actually as good as me.
Right.
But
are they good as well?
They're pretty good. They are pretty good. We've trained them really well.
Yeah.
But I actually feel that that is my life and the way I want to be. I want to be good to people and look after people, and I really don't mind if they are royalty or if they are anybody really. Please don't think I would be just only doing celebrities or anything like that.
But it's quite an intimate thing to get. So you've got this skincare business, you've got these products, and we'll get into it. You actually design the products, you know what goes into them, and you choose what goes into them. But then you're also the facialist, and you've done this for how many years now? Have you been doing this?
Well, yeah, 30 years. Our business is incorporated. I say ours, mine and my daughter Ella.
Yes.
Wow. And but obviously I was 18.
18 when you started with this whole
a little couch.
Skin.
Well, I didn't have a couch to begin with. I had actually their bed, their settee. So I'd go round to their house. I couldn't afford any skincare products, so I'd make a product and leave it with them.
Gosh. And how did you know what to make it with?
Because I was trained. So I was trained.
Yeah.
I'm thoroughly trained in skincare making.
Yeah,
so that is
what
actually part of my higher national diploma course, degree course.
Because to do that, it's a very intimate thing. You really come up and close to someone, and that person, in a way, they're vulnerable as well. They're sort of lying there. And you're working on their face and you're doing all these treatments, and it's like a connection. It
was a really beautiful connection every time, and I couldn't even afford a diary, so I'd remember their time slot in my head. And so I would only book them. It's really funny because I look back to what happened to me then, and it created my business. And I will mention it now because I could only remember every 2 weeks. So they couldn't book on every 3 weeks. So they had to book every week or every 2 weeks.
Okay.
And to be absolutely truthful, it was actually all of these things made me more successful. Like handing them the product free. Afterwards, when they were going to buy it, I would always hand a product free.
Gosh.
But in my head, I would be handing it free. They would be purchasing it, but I would be handing it free. Because being quite a healing sort of person, I'm not really a big one on selling things. So that actually changed the attitude of me. So every time I hand something over, I'm sort of in my head, it's like free. It's not. They're paying. So they're paying for the product now, but it's like our most beautiful product. Our most gorgeous product is it's an age defiance anti-aging product, and so this is my favourite product of all time. It's not the best seller at the moment because we don't publicise it, and this is the one that stopped me having acne. So I absolutely love this product, but it stopped me having acne and actually keeps me younger. So it's a beautiful product, and it's one of the key ingredients to my range, I believe.
What is the product?
So it's called Age Defiance Moisturiser.
And what's it got in it that defies age?
It's got an ingredient called DSH. So there's a lot of hyaluronic acids out there, but they're not all equal. And this one is the best of the bunch. It's called dimethyl salyl hyaluronate. And I found this ingredient at a very difficult time in my career, which I'll tell you about in a second. But it was very, very expensive. It's still very expensive. And the reason it's so expensive probably is because nobody uses it, only me. And I think that makes the product so much more, the ingredients so much more expensive. And hopefully nobody will look at it and pinch it out there. But it makes the skin look very, very young, very sort of, it makes the skin come out, pop out, and you can use it under your eyes, and it's just gorgeous, gorgeous ingredient. Anyway, I found that ingredient because over the time, what happened to me is I was doing treatments on people in their own home. Then I'd go various different places around, and I actually arrived at a health club, and they asked me if I wanted to join this health club, and I said obviously yes, and they said, look, we've got a room here, we know you're a good beautician, we've heard about you, would you like to have this room? And I said yeah,
sure, why not?
And so I had this room, and they opened the door, and it was a disabled toilet. They took the toilet out, but it was square, so I had to move the couch every time I wanted to go around the side.
Right, okay.
But that was my first treatment room. So when I was there, that was the Holiday Inn at Telford. That's where it was.
Okay.
And then I did really, really well there, and I kept on giving the products to people. And I was so busy with that Holiday Inn at Telford that I couldn't make the products myself at home because I was too busy. I got really, really busy. And if you can imagine, £13,000 is an okay amount of money to take every month now. But then, like, when I was 28 and I'm 60 now, that's a long time ago to be taking £13,000 a month.
Yeah.
And that's what I was doing. So you can imagine the level of input that I had to do with the staff and everything, with 2 beauty rooms, which was one a disabled toilet and the other one was a sunbed room. How small a sunbed room is.
Yeah.
Very long and thin. Anyway, basically that was it. So I went to another company and I said, can you make my products for me? And me, as excited as I was saying, this product is really amazing because it does this, and it only does this because of this ingredient. Like I'm telling you about the age defiance, dimethanol salenyl hyaluronate. And I'm telling you that ingredient. I'm telling you how young you'll look and everything else. So do you know what they did? They stole all my formulas.
Yeah. IP. Yeah.
And they stole everything. And I paid them thousands of pounds.
Yeah. Terrible.
It was terrible, but it was a learning curve for me. And when I did this, I saw that they had stolen my products, stolen my formulas that I'd given them freely. I'd been so excited. I hadn't signed an NDA.
You didn't sign anything.
No.
Yeah, that
Should've
happens in business. That happens. There's a lot of stories.
I didn't think I needed to.
No.
Anyway, so for 4 days I cried. I cried a lot. And then I thought, do you know what? I'll just make it better. And this ingredient, somebody actually told me about this ingredient. Most of my products, I'll tell you about that, but most of my other ingredients are different. But this particular ingredient, somebody told me about it. And this person said this is the best ingredient, but nobody wants to use it because it's too expensive. I said, well, I'll have it.
Yeah.
I'll have it.
Of course.
And it was amazing.
If it's that good.
Now, if I hadn't had that experience, Victoria Beckham wouldn't have phoned me. She wouldn't have phoned me up and thanked me for my Age Defiance moisturiser. So, and because she did thank me, it was in the papers, and obviously that's a relationship that builds up, isn't it? But what happens with that is that was a bad thing that happened to me, and it created a good thing.
Yeah. And you've learned from it, but it's a horrible thing to have gone through.
Yeah, but you can't look at the negatives.
Yeah.
You've got to look at the positives that you gained from it.
Yeah. Gosh, mindset. That's a mindset of a successful woman right there. Let's go back a little bit. So you're a facialist. You've got this intimate connection with these people, up close and personal. You want to heal them. You want to let them have this lovely experience. You want them to only have the best on their face. All these things. You're inspired to have this product line. You want to give them these products. And then you find yourself as the facialist for Queen Camilla. That this is what the papers are saying. So
Yeah.
I don't know, you can say what you can say and don't say what you can't say. But again, that's an intimate relationship. And of course, you've got to be extremely good and know what you're doing. And the pressure's on you. You better not make any mistakes. I'm sure you've got everyone watching you. But yeah, it must be quite an interesting position to be in. Let's put it that way.
You're saying like, okay, and what I want to do is bring this back to not just me, but to anything in the people that are watching this, anything in their life that's negative.
Okay.
Or they're worried about, or they're sort of thing. So, because what I want to say is, obviously, I get the phone call from the palace, literally a palace. Do you want to come and do a treatment on then Camilla Parker Bowles? So, so the thing is about things that are amazing. You've got an idea of whether you, because people can fear success as much as they can fear failure. So you have to have an achievement or something, or a pattern of something to make sure you go towards that achievement, because sometimes you can avoid it. Something that's really good for you, you can actually like backpedal.
Yeah.
And it's a funny thing that people don't actually realise they're doing. And I think it's important to know these things, because if I hadn't have had previous experience, which I will mention in a little while, I wouldn't have greeted this with open heart and open.
Really?
I wouldn't have done. So it's like, yeah, Camilla Parker Bowles, going to be going to a palace. Yeah, okay, I'm in there. I'm
What do you
going.
wear?
That's okay. What do I wear? That's
Yeah.
fine. What do I wear?
What do you wear? What do you do?
I believe in what I'm doing.
Yes.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm okay. There was no negatives. When I got to the palace straight away, I didn't have to take a couch. They'd got their setup there. But somebody was using that at that time.
Okay.
So they said, maybe you're not going to do a treatment today because that's busy. That area's busy. And I thought, okay, it's not right yet.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's important because if you go, let it go, it's not right yet. Anyway, they said, yeah, coming through, you're fine.
I love that attitude. It's not right yet.
Yeah, but you've got to do that. You've got to let it go. You can't hold on to it. It's like, I've got to do this. Well, you haven't got to do it because give up. Like, just, let it go. And I did. And then as I walk in, I'm like, not walking into a person that's so important, and obviously they are, but I appreciate the things about them. And I think, wow, this lady is such a nice lady. I actually like her.
She's
I'm going to be
terrific.
doing a treatment. I'm going to be doing a treatment on this lady that
awesome.
I actually am. The way she greeted me, everything, I like her. So I did, and we got on like a house on fire. I did actually manage to meet the king at that same occasion.
How did that feel?
It's like, I'm meeting the king. I'm meeting the king.
Yeah.
Okay, let it go. Relax.
Breathe.
Yeah. And then carry on. Trust yourself. And that's the thing about it, That is it.
Yeah. Trust yourself and don't panic. It's fine.
Well, it's the panicking is like the panicking would come from something that you're not good at. If you've done your job right, or you do your job right, drive a car.
You don't need to,
You know where to go, A to B. You've looked at the map. You know the thing. It's sort of that sort of behaviour, really.
Yeah.
Have you put the work in? Did you do? It's sort of like put that particular amount of work in, just that small amount of work, or the larger amount of work to learn something. I've learned things that I enjoy doing.
Prepare yourself, put the work in, and the rest follows with confidence. It's true, because it's true. So you launched your skincare company basically from this toilet that was a converted toilet, and you had to that was the treatment room.
Oh, and I loved it.
And
I didn't think it. Yeah, I was grateful. It
was the first place. That's where it started.
Like, but if you think about even that daft thing.
Yeah.
When I was doing my beauty course, which was a good beauty course, it was a really efficient beauty course, and it taught me a lot of things, and I got some great teachers. But one day there was something they were teaching me, and I was very bored, and there was a blackboard that they were teaching me something. They were teaching me how to write checkbooks and stuff like that for finance to do with running your own business. But I was already there, really, and I was a little bit bored about it. And I sort of used the blackboard, and I moved these white things around, and I moved everything around in my head, and I said, right, I'm going to go mobile beauty therapist. When I leave college, I'm going to go mobile beauty therapist, make my own skincare. Then I'm going to go to health clubs. I'm going to go to health clubs and sports centres, because the hotels, because those will pay the rent. The rent won't be so much. I can get more done, employ people, plan this, plan that. From there, I'm going to be here, then I'm going to be there. And that was about it.
But
Forgot everything.
Can I ask, while you're doing this, so so you've got this vision of, I want to be here with the health clubs, I want to be doing this and that. But whilst you're planning all of this, you're also thinking about the finances, the money, how are things
No, I
going to pay
didn't.
for
No, I didn't. No, I
Okay,
just
so
literally thought there was the board,
patterns.
moving it all around. This is what I want to do.
Okay.
Now, you should think about
Yeah.
finances and things like that, but I didn't.
Okay.
So that
Interesting. Yeah.
day when I arrived at the health club, which can I say who I arrived at the health
go
club
on,
with?
go on.
So one of my mobile customers, I'd got really, really busy with the mobile, and people were on waiting lists, and one
By
of the
mobile
people,
customer, so you mean traveling to the customer?
yeah, traveling to the
Okay.
customers. So mobile beauty therapist. It's a great job, to be honest, because you get to go into the houses and
Yeah, for
things
sure.
like that. It's
Check out
lovely.
the houses,
And
definitely.
one of the mobile customers that I'd go to that had been waiting for about 3 months was Tracy Taylor, which was the wife of Andy Taylor out of Duran Duran.
Okay.
So she'd had to wait 3 months for me because there was only one of me and
Yeah.
wasn't many hours in the day. Anyway, I started to become friends with her, and she said, let's join the health club together. So it was with her that I walked in, and they said, do you fancy having a treatment room here? So I'd said yes. It ended up being a disabled toilet. But when I was sitting there in that disabled toilet doing the facials and body massage as well, I thought, that was on my blackboard.
Yeah.
And I'm here. All I had to do was think about it, and I'm here.
Oh,
So
Deborah, that's...
what happened then is that achieved itself. I didn't have to do anything. So I thought about it, it achieved
So
itself.
what is that? What is that? Is it manifestation? Is it the power of the mind? What is it?
It is,
What
but,
is it?
but what you've got to do is realise that it's happened. So once you realise it can happen, think about something, it arrives. Think about something, it arrives. Then you plan, think about something, think about all of the finances around it. That arrives. Think about how you feel about it, how you feel. So then this was all, it's happened to me. I've thought about something, it happened.
Because my next question was, how did you feel about it? Literally.
Yeah. Well, this is it.
How
It's
were you
like
feeling?
amazing,
You felt
amazing.
It's fulfilling what you want, and you were happy with the way things were
I
progressing
mean,
at
yeah,
this stage.
we've got to say, I'm sitting in a disabled toilet. So,
Yeah.
that turned into a beauty room.
But you're
that
positive
actually,
about it, yeah.
Well, yeah, because I'm earning all this money, and then they give me another one, and then somebody else comes and sees what I do with that hotel. They give me another hotel, and I'm sitting there thinking, that was on my blackboard.
Yeah.
And then I'm
And
passing people these skincare and everything. It's when you start actually changing your thought process, because I think negative thought process only will breed negativity. So please just don't do it. Don't even think it. Don't even bother with it.
There.
Just don't go there, yeah. Just forget it.
Gosh. Okay. And with this situation, was it on you, everything on you, or did you start building out a team somehow? Or what's the process?
Yeah, of
from going
course, because I trained beauty therapists, and occasionally the beauty therapist would say to me, you're giving us all your knowledge. Do you think that's a good idea? You know, we can leave and take all this knowledge. I said, no, because I like it. I like giving people knowledge because I can gain more knowledge. Can they? I don't know.
Interesting way to look at it. Yeah.
That's how I think.
Yeah. Not competition whatsoever, but they're working with you, and what you're doing is you're expanding into a business now, because it's not, well, it is still a business. It can be just you, but you're now you're scaling at this point. So you're building, you're getting more people, more in the team, training everybody, and you're building this out.
So every single month I'd train them every month, and they'd get better and better and better. So they'd start off at 8 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. Obviously I had the experience where those people stole my skincare.
Yeah, terrible.
Then I sort of, I'm a little bit psychic.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so,
oh gosh.
quite a bit psychic sometimes.
Are you?
So part of my treatment and my healing, you know. So when I do it, I start get an idea or a thought process, and I think someone's pregnant. So I'll go around all my staff and I go, literally like almost sniffing them. Are you pregnant? No. Are you pregnant? Somebody's pregnant. Somebody's pregnant. It's like this fervent feeling.
My gosh.
Anyway, I thought, actually, have I had a period? It was me that was pregnant.
It was you.
And it's funny. It was funny. It was funny
hilarious.
that I knew somebody was pregnant, but I didn't know it was me.
Didn't consider.
Anyway, so
that's hilarious.
had a baby, and Ella was born, my first child, and I have actually got another child called Christopher, 18 months apart.
Okay.
But Ella was my firstborn, and
How old is Ella now?
so she's 28 now.
Okay.
And Christopher's 27. He's going to be 28. There's 18 months apart. So they're very close together. So, but Ella...
You do look incredibly young. Let me just say, for someone who's got a 28, like literally.
Oh, thank you for
What
saying
on
that.
earth?
But I was 60.
Never.
I'm 60
You're not.
in November the 7th.
So what you can do
12th.
is it's easy to sell your products. Just go, proof is in the pudding. I use my own products. Look at me.
Well, what I value
It's so
about my
good.
products is if I've sent some products to somebody or somebody's bought some and they come back to me, I can tell whether they're using them or they're not. Because I can
Right.
see the look on their face.
Yeah.
The skin looks young, fresh.
Yeah, you'll know.
Yeah.
But also, I can tell that because you've got this facialist. You live what you do in many ways.
Oh, I
When-
do, yeah.
When we sat down, you said, "Look at the skin." I'm like,
I
I
love your skin. Your
Your
skin looks really
Thank you very
great.
much.
Yeah, it
Thank
looks
you.
very, very good. Yeah.
Thank you very much. That is a compliment I'm going to take for sure. So you're building a business and you're scaling and you've got these people and you're training them, and that's okay because you want them to learn. And that's absolutely fine because you are confident in yourself that you'll learn anyway. So you're not threatened by
No.
anything, in no negativity. And what's the moment where you thought, well, actually, I mean, at which point did you realize this is actually going to now be a really big thing? Like what's that moment for you? Or was it
There
very
isn't
gradual?
a moment. No, and it's not gradual. It's not gradual. In the back of my head, I'm going to be the next Estée Lauder, but alive. That was in the back of my head. There was
Right.
no
Oh
two ways
my
about
goodness.
it. In that, I knew
What about,
I was going to
what
achieve.
about the people around you? Did they know? Like,
No, they
what would
didn't. They didn't. It was
And
like
did you tell anyone? Did they go, "Oh, come on"?
No, if you start talking and telling people that you're going to do this,
Yeah.
I think you never do, It's a procrastination. I think just don't say a word.
Really?
Don't say a word. It's just, I know.
I sometimes feel that if I say it, then I'm held accountable, and I like the pressure, but then it's like what you said, that then it also comes with the stress, or you're sort of, whereas if you keep it to yourself and it's your thing, you can go at your pace and you don't feel this like,
No, I
come
think
on.
that's all different.
Yeah, okay.
That's all different.
Okay.
So, I think giving yourself goals and writing those goals down could be a good thing. They're
Okay.
very, very much a good thing.
Okay.
But sitting around, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that.
Talking about it, you mean? That's never going to happen.
No, it's never going to happen.
Yeah,
Like
I
going,
hear you.
I'm definitely, this is it. So
Yeah.
if you silently write it down, what you want and what you want to achieve around that, which is goal plus how you feel, how you're going to feel, that was constantly on my mind.
I love goal with how you feel and how you're going to feel. I love that because you're looking after your own mental health. You're looking after how you're responding to that success and whether that's right for you. And you've kind of got to take yourself with, don't you, on this journey? And
Exactly.
I love that. I've never thought about it in that way.
But it's
Never.
really strange because it's held like there was so many things that happened to me. Having children takes your time away from where your goal is. Because when you look at something that you want to achieve, you have to say, what do you want to lose to gain that?
Yeah.
And obviously not children's happiness, not family happiness is what you want to prepared to lose to get your dream or your goal. So that does take a bit more time. So that's like a bit more when you're single and you've got no kids or no dependency, it's
no
different.
Worry. Yeah. So you've mentioned Victoria Beckham. You've treated these celebrities. So this is who I have on the list. So Victoria Beckham, Gwyneth Paltrow. I mean, these are all mega A-list celebrities.
It's funny with Gwyneth Paltrow. It's like, because there was all this, what happens with me, and I don't know why it happens, but it's like the bees and the bee venom and the everything about it. Then it creates a media storm. It created a media storm around everything.
So just so people that don't know, so they won't be aware. So there's just explain this connection between the bees and your products. Let's go, because they won't know.
Right. So the whole time that I was working, I was building up my clients, but I was also building up my portfolio of products. And I reached a stage where my skin and my products probably didn't level out. Like, I'd got my age defiance, I'd got wonderful hydro cleansing milk, toners and polishes that polished little lines away. So I'd got a polish that polished lines away, and it was brilliant. And I sold those products, and I had people like Theo Fajitas offering to give me money.
Okay.
Before his Dragon Den appearance. And I went out several times and several meetings. And he's really clever because he knows what's good.
Yeah.
Even before I knew how good I was, and I won't doubt and say I am good.
Yeah, but he saw you and
he saw me and offered 150,000, and which I needed at the time, and I didn't say yes to it.
Why?
But it was
why didn't you say yes?
I asked the question to myself, and the answer came back no.
Literally, no thanks to 150,000.
Yeah. I needed to change my packaging, and I needed 150, and he was going to give it me. And then it said, shall I do it? No.
Oh, that's a moment.
There's lots of moments like that.
That is such a moment.
There's so many moments like that.
Goodness me.
I think our bodies know what's right for us. I think our future is mapped out.
Gosh.
I don't doubt that my future is mapped out.
Well, I had the very first guest that I got on the show is Mark Wright, who won The Apprentice. And he's now living in Australia in a beautiful house by the lake. And he said to me, there's a reason why I'm here. And the reason is because I engineered my life in this way to have it exactly like it is now. And I really loved the term that he engineered his life, because he made it, he knew exactly that he wanted to live by a lake. He wanted to have this sort of wife, kid, this situation, this kind of business. And the journey was, a bit crazy to get there. But he that's the term that he used. Do you see it in a way like that?
I do see it. I do see it there, but there is an extra bit as well. An extra
bit, yeah, I thought you might.
I do think so. There is an engineering, and you can engineer. You can engineer things and you can visualise them. But also, I do think you have to say to yourself, trust in a higher thing, or something knows what's better for you. If it doesn't go that right way, just go, yeah, okay. Let the direction go where it should do, and whoever's pushing it. And it's really good because it gives you a rest. Yeah. It gives you a rest from all this negativity. There is a lot more. I mean, in this podcast, I can't tell you, but I have researched why it works and I do understand it.
Okay.
So there is a lot more to it, and the brain is a massive thing that does things for us. But I don't know the connection between. I really do feel that I was supposed to be where I am.
Wow. And you feel it. You feel
I
it
know.
deeply. You feel it deeply. Okay. Let's go back to break it down into its finest form, which is this bee venom inside the product, did cause a big stir.
Yeah,
and
you see,
why is the connection? What's
going back to the power of something? If you think about it, beauty therapist in treatment rooms, did good, did okay, earned quite a bit of money.
Yep.
Put all my money into making a few products. Sounds all very good.
Yep.
Then, obviously, I then struggled. I sold to department stores. I thought, this is going to be it. This is going to be it. This is going to be it.
Yeah.
Struggled.
Wow.
Money hand
It was
over
hard.
fist. In a department store, there's a lot of money that it costs to run products in a department store. There's also a lot of politics. There's also a lot of everything. But basically, I'm there getting phone calls from Victoria Beckham as I'm at the department store floor. Can't beat that, really.
No, you can't.
You
beat
know,
that.
it's got. But the
literally Victoria
success
Beckham. Come on.
was not there totally, because it's like, next month we need to make sure we get this payment because I've got to pay my staff.
Yeah, that
You know,
pressures. Yeah.
the pressure's there.
How are you
And it's
coping
like,
with the stress and the thing? I have to pay the bills and I have to do this now because you're
Just
a very
work
creative
harder.
person.
Just
Ah,
work
you
harder.
hard.
Just work harder.
I love that.
And
Yeah.
you know, I'd got 2 kids, and then I'd be at home. Luckily, I'd got a mom that looked after them. I didn't have a nanny, but put a lot of pressure on my husband, to be honest. You know, he used to take the brunt. He'd got a business. It's a big pressure for him. I appreciate him very much. But so all of these things happened. Then we were the top selling brand in this department store. And then you get all the emotions of all the people in the department store. There was Estee Lauder and some of the other
big
people.
brands, yeah.
Clarins, Estee Lauder, Dior. We were beating all of those in this department store. And our products are all organic bases, organic ingredients, and really great quality, and work and do their job. They're not made in a lab. They were made by me. And so basically they are super amazing and people love them. So this one day they goes, like, we're not paying you this month. So I don't know how to pay the wages. Well, we've got a cash flow issue, you know, department store, sorry. I can't stay here if you don't pay my wages. Well, you know where the door is.
Literally.
So the door was there.
Oh.
So
brutal.
okay, fair enough.
Brutal. Yeah.
So then I took all the cash that I'd got, opened a salon, took all the staff there, and I'd got the places and department stores. And then it's like, oh my God, what happens now? What's going to happen now?
Yeah.
And then I get the phone call from the palace.
The palace.
So
calls you.
basically,
Okay.
it's like almost there was a gap
Yeah.
ready for the palace. Because I hadn't got the time to do the palace if I'd got the department stores. Because I was on the counters and checking everything. So then I go off the palace. So many years later, I'm still doing the palace. I look at there's worn lines on my face. Doing a treatment on Camilla Parker bowls, and I look in one of her beautiful mirrors. Can't say anything about the interior of the palace. Not allowed to. But there was a beautiful mirror there, and I thought, my God, I'm not frowning.
You probably
and
didn't
I
have
look
much
like
time
I'd got
to look at yourself.
lines.
Yeah.
I don't want Botox.
No.
What can I do? That night, I go home and I go, right. I did this thing. I do this thing. You can laugh at me if you want. So you take a drink.
Yeah.
You look at the corner of the room and you go, right. Think about what you want. Drink it. Put the glass down. Next morning, you pick up the glass. It's coffee. And the answer comes to you.
Oh.
And the answer came to me, Bee Venom. And
gosh,
how that answer came to me.
Take a drink.
Who knows? Who knows how that answer came to me? Whether it was because my sister kept bees, I will never know. So whether that had gone in my head and that had sort of, whether the bees themselves, you think about something that's going to plump something out. But basically, that product made the skin younger.
Yeah.
And obviously, my first customer was Camilla Parker Bowles then, and her skin was getting younger. There was other people that I was doing, and their skin was getting younger using bee venom in a cream that I'd made with honey, and I called it the bee venom mask. The honey was quite sticky, so it had to be a mask. It's not a mask now, and it's an incredible anti-aging product. So I'm looking at you, and I'm using my features, but I'm not overstimulating them. So that's why, it's the bee venom. So what it does is it makes you think you've had Botox.
Awesome.
Or sorry, not Botox.
No, but it's awesome.
Injectables.
It basically,
Yeah, and so it softens it all, and then it sends all the helpers and all the anti-aging and makes the skin younger. So, but it makes it tighter everywhere. So it's really good. Releases collagen, elastin and everything. The honey heals. It's fresh honey that I put in my products. Spoons full of honey. Real honey. It's not like a honey extract or anything. It's like a spoonful of honey.
Wow.
You know, literally. And the bee venom. So I was doing this treatment. The honey, the products were being loved by people, the bee venom, but the client's skin was getting younger. It was getting less aggressive, like people with redness and their sore skin. But like I'd put something on somebody's face and they'd be red, and then all the little lines would come down, and then the whole neck would go smooth. And you'd see it all in front of my eyes. Then it's how much bee venom to put in. Could people have an allergic reaction? So the abitoxin was born, the patent was born, so to make sure no allergic reactions. So it's a way I developed my product.
Goodness me, it's very scientific, but I
very,
can see
very
that
scientific.
Working, and then the global press went crazy for this stuff, didn't they? It just exploded, right?
It did, but it
talk
didn't.
Us through that.
So the worst time in my life, when everything in my life was going completely terrible. I'd worked too hard. I probably didn't put enough effort into my family and to my husband, and we had a break.
Okay.
And it was my fault.
Right.
Yeah.
By break, you broke up. Marriage broke up.
Yeah. The marriage broke up because of me. I was working too hard. I was, it wasn't him, it was me. So the marriage broke up, and I was like, so what am I doing? I'm going to divorce courts and things like that, and I'm not gonna be, So then I get a phone call, worst time in my life, and it's like, you're in the press. What do you mean I'm in the press? It was the Palace. You're in the press. I never said anything. I never told either my mom that I was doing the treatments on royalty.
Yes.
I couldn't.
Yeah,
I wasn't allowed to.
Of course. Yeah.
Signed an NDA. I wasn't allowed to. So basically, it's like, you're in the press. So be careful. Said, who said? I said, well, we said. They phoned up, and the Palace never lies. That's it. That was the words they said. If I get into trouble for saying that, I'll get into trouble.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
So I'm then driving along and I can't speak to any press. So then Daily Mail phones up and said, look, we know you're in the press. We don't want to talk about Camilla Parker Bowles, but we do want to talk about is why are these bees harmed by your product?
Oh.
That's what they wanted to talk about. I said, well, the bees aren't harmed.
Yeah.
That you're milking the bees, they sting a pane of glass, their stamen doesn't come out, they're fine. And
no one dies in the process.
No one
They're
dies.
fine.
And not only that, I think it's really good that bees are looked after. And every pot of cream, we give some money to some bees. So basically that's it. That went in the press with a big picture of Camilla.
And your sister has bees, was it?
And my sister.
And you love
so
bees.
There was a picture of Camilla and a picture of the bees. And I hadn't said anything. And they took everything in and said it all. And so I was like, oh, what the heck? Anyway, it went all over the world. And I became a multi-millionaire overnight.
Oh, my goodness.
I was like, there was phone. I hadn't got many staff. I'd got a phone in this ear, a phone in that ear. I'd got 2 phones, one to phone out of, one to answer the call, say, sorry, can't speak to you just yet. Can I put the phone down? Yes. And this was on trains everywhere. There just wasn't enough. Our staff were hiding.
Yeah, I was thinking, how do you scale up at that level? Like, what do you even do?
Our staff were like hiding piece of paper that people wanted the product all over the world. They were hiding it under other things. The money was flowing in. It was coming through the website. There was, it was just
incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
And, everything that I'd thought about was going to happen was happening to me. How did I feel?
Yeah, and your marriage was breaking up, and
all I wanted was my marriage back.
Yeah.
I didn't want that. I wanted my marriage back, but obviously I didn't get it back straight away.
Mm-hmm.
But I did get it back.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the most crazy moment when all this is kicking off, your marriage is gone. You're trying to get it back. You're not getting it back. So you're not feeling happy at that point. Completely happy.
I wasn't feeling happy,
Okay.
but money was flowing in. I was flying all over the world to everywhere, and I got off a plane in Taiwan to the whole of Taiwan, actually there, all the film crew flashing and everything, and they'd got heaven written on there.
The name of the brand.
Yeah, the name of the brand.
Gosh.
On their forehead. I'd never seen that. They write it on their faces and it was like, and there was flowers and this, that and the other, and all of this money was coming in. And it's just amazing really that what you want out of life is actually base things a lot of the time.
You did that whole journey to come back to this, and
how
did you repair this relationship?
I trusted that it would work. I kept on saying, I did go to counsellors, and this counsellor said to me, I said, look, I'm going to be back with my husband. And they said, look, there's absolutely no way you're going to be back with your husband. He won't want you. He just won't want you. Lots of things, won't go into it, but there's no way he'll want you. Anyway, I said, believe you me, I'm going to be back with him.
Okay.
Day before we were going to get finally divorced, he goes, do you want to try again? I goes, yes, please. Done. And we're back together. I'm very happy, and I love my husband very much. I always did.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So
and he's
good.
an amazing person. I don't think I would be here now today if it wasn't for him.
Well, you found your way back to each other. That's a lovely love story. I love that worked. I love that. I mean, no one forces two people to be together. So if you want to be together, you're going to be together. And that's just magnets. You came back to each other, and I love that. I love that. I'm going to take a look now at you, the entrepreneur, behind the business, the personality type, who you are behind this sort of, the entrepreneurial side. And I know that you've had these personal struggles anyway, but do you think that your personality type fits with that of what an expectation is of an entrepreneur?
No.
You know, the way they don't.
No, not at all.
Why?
No, because I'm too easygoing. Yeah, I am entrepreneurial as such, but I think as a CEO of a big company, like I have a big company, and I don't think my personality necessarily suits what people think that narrative should be.
Why?
Like
What
we've got wheels
specifically?
on the chairs, and I sit on the chairs and I wheel myself round to sit by somebody's desk. I don't get up and walk. And my daughter, who works for me now, she goes, "Mom, that's not professional." I said, "I don't care."
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
that's me. You know,
Okay.
that is me. It's like the staff will say, "I say, you're looking a bit tired. Do you think you ought to go home now? You're looking at you've worked really hard this week.
Yeah.
Get off home." My daughter goes, "What do you want about, Mom?"
Right.
Look, it's really sunny outside. Let's go home. Come on, let's go home. Everything will be here tomorrow. Let's go home. I'm like that. And I do that. And it's not very often that I'm the big boss. My daughter is now the big boss, to be honest. So I don't fit the scenario.
You don't fit the mold.
I don't fit the mold, no.
But you probably do in a way. You probably do, because you need that big personality, the vision, the energy, the risk taking. You know, yes, we'll be okay. And when everything goes all crazy, you just let it be. Let's try again. You have all that.
Oh, you're like me. That's exactly what I think. What you just said is exactly what I think, because I always think if somebody scratches my car or you know, it's going to be all right. Doesn't matter. It's only fixing. And that's the same in all of the things. The thing I get bothered about is emotionally if I've probably upset somebody or something like that. Yeah. So that's the only thing. Yeah.
Oh, right. So why is that, do you think? What is that?
Well, I just wouldn't want to upset anybody, really.
You don't want to hurt people's feelings, so you're aware of what someone's feeling and thinking all the time. Are you trying to manage their feelings? Is that...
Well, I don't know. That's probably another story for another day, I reckon.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. That's interesting. That would almost be the thing. Well, that's the thing that you wouldn't like. That's your, if we say fear, it's just something that would make you uncomfortable.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay, that's, you know, but it just speaks to your sensitive side. You know, because you consider yourself a healer. That's what you do. That's the value that you feel you're providing to the world. So this would be the opposite.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I never thought about it like that.
Interesting. And do you think that your, as an entrepreneur, this business side and personality, do you think that your success has largely come from, is it your resilience, your ideas, or is it something else, the deeper thing? What is it?
Resilience is a good word. Ideas are obviously another word. Ideas do create things, but I do think if you've got an idea and you don't follow it through, you're never going to get anywhere. So resilience is probably important, one of the important factors, because going back to my husband years ago when I was looking for a new salon, we'd go to this place and it was a very good salon. He said, "I think this would be a good salon for you." And I looked and I thought, this might be a good salon, but I can't run my multi-million-pound business empire from here, so I need another one. And I didn't mention it to him. And so that is resilience. And when things don't turn out right, think, okay, just try again.
Yeah.
I think that's resilience. And I definitely do know that if I never had that, I wouldn't have had anything.
Okay. But just going back to something that you said earlier in the podcast, you kind of knew, didn't you, that you would be where you are? You knew it. You just knew from...
Yeah.
Don't even know how to explain it, but you just knew.
No, yeah.
You had a vision?
Yeah.
Gosh. So you were just stepping into something that you... It's a little instinct, or what is it? What is that thing? A little belief in yourself? What is it?
I don't know really, but I know the things that I want, but I also know it too. And it's like the factory we've got now. I was happy with the factory we got. We rented a factory. It was
Yeah.
a little bit old, and I was fine, and we got loads and loads of money in the bank, and we were doing really well. And my daughter come along. She says, I don't like this factory. It's old. It's not good enough.
Okay.
Okay, so I went to look for a new factory. And my husband actually said, this is a good place. And it was great. And I could see it, like it shone out of the papers. So it sort of shone. So you can feel when things are right.
Felt, yeah.
So you can feel
Yeah.
it. It's almost shining
Yeah.
out. So I go, okay. And then I go to the people. And there was nothing. It was expensive. You know, there was nothing in me that thought I couldn't do it. So I go, okay, I'll have that factory. And then I said to my daughter, I said, look, you wanted the factory. Here's the keys. You do it. So it was an empty shell. She had to do it and create it. And she created it very beautifully. And you'll see my factory. It's really pretty.
Yeah.
Really gorgeous. And she achieved that. So when I went into the boardroom, something that I'd thought about at 28 years old, I thought I'll have a factory or premises or offices, and I'll be able to do treatments, and they'll call me out from the boardroom, and there'll be windows there and there. Of course, when I walked into our boardroom that was finished, she'd created what I'd created in my mind.
Yeah.
And so this is where,
That is,
you know, it's like you've got to recognise the success of your thoughts, not just the success of you.
and you showed me that because we did the pre-podcast call and you showed me the room.
Yeah,
You showed it to
exactly.
me, and you do have a very nice factory. But yeah, that's it just shows you there's something that we can't explain, but you do think about these things, and it does create some sort of connection there, and it helps you or actually makes things happen for you.
Exactly.
And that's why negativities, that's why you really just despise in the concept
Negativity
of
is
negativity.
no in any way, shape or form. But it's like strange how things can happen with me. I mean, I'd got when I sort of buy any items myself that I care about the items, and I don't overbuy things because it's something in the way I am. So I don't necessarily need too much money as such as a person. So I'm not thinking about work or to buy things or to own money or have money or things like that. But when I create new products, that's an easy thing to do. And it's expensive to create a new product.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So when I create a new product, like I create a new product for a need for people. So one of my needs were, we used to do exhibitions, and people used to get tired at the exhibitions. They'd walk up to the counter and they'd be shattered. And so I thought if they weren't tired, they'd talk better.
Yeah.
And so I made this drink with collagen and vitamin C to give them a boost. And they kept on coming back for the drink. And so I'd sell to them every time when they'd come back for the drink. And I thought, if I could put this into a dropper container, they'd absolutely love it, give them a boost. And I did later on. So, and I did it just for no real apparent reason, but I'd planned to do this. And they're little dropper bottles, which obviously you could show a picture of that, little dropper bottles.
Yeah.
You put the dropper in and it gives you a real big boost, but it grew people's hair, it makes their skin look younger and gave them like no pains in their joints and everything. And it works better than anything on the market. And the reason it works better than anything on the market is it doesn't go through the liver. So it actually goes straight into the system. So within a couple of days, absorb straight away. And they don't have to use, and so it's been the best-selling product of my business, better than the Bee Venom now.
No way.
Exactly. So it's incredible, and it's obviously got the royal crest on it.
Yeah, because
as well.
you basically, so just for the viewers that that don't know, you've got the royal stamp of approval on your product. So they are the real deal, and they've done extremely well. And you've got these natural ingredients in them, and everything that you've done, you do to resolve this need. And if possible, if there's a natural alternative to wrinkling and dry skin and all that, you're gonna look to find that
Exactly.
in whatever way, shape, or form.
But I didn't imagine that the collagen drops would be so good.
Big. Yeah,
I didn't imagine that they'd be so big, because they were just an additional thing that could help make the skin younger. But what I didn't realise is people with alopecia, people that have a thing called a flusia hair, where the hair drops out because through dieting. You know, people that are on the drugs.
Yeah, Ozempic like
and that. They're losing the hair drastically. People that took, had injections in COVID, they lost their hair. So there's a big
this helps
need.
You with the regrowth of hair and everything?
It's fast.
Really?
So my hair is my hair. This is my hair. So it's
beautiful.
thick. It's not hair extensions.
And you just drink this.
You just have a little tiny bit every morning, and it's amazing. And men with no hair.
Yeah, let's talk about men. We have a male audience as well watching us, and men don't seem to majority care that much about their skin or their hair. You know,
I think men
really
care
do they?
about their skin, but they don't know what to do.
They don't know what to do. So what very basic, what should they do?
Well, a lot of men buy their products for their wives or their girlfriends, My Heaven skincare products,
yes,
and they use them and they look younger.
Oh,
we do have a men's range of products, but we have women's range, and particularly men's range, because men's skin and women's skin is different, and I've made a range for men's skin.
How is it different? Thicker? What?
It's thicker, so the molecules actually need to be smaller to go through the skin tissue, because the skin's too thick.
So they literally need to be using a product for men.
It is a good idea. I've got like the Age Defiance works for both men and women. The Bee Venom works for both men and women. Okay,
and then the collagen drops, they can also, if they've got hair loss, they can also take that.
Yeah, but they drink it.
They drink it, yeah.
And the hair grows with it.
No, it's a shot.
Yes, you can put it in coffee. In fact, a coffee company has asked me to do it. But when you put it in coffee, the coffee gives you a boost and the collagen gives you a boost.
You should do that. You should do that. I would have that, because, you know, most people have a routine with this coffee thing. You have your coffee in the morning. It's just there already. You don't have to change your plans.
You can't have milk. If you put milk in with the drops, then that takes longer. It takes 3 months. These sachets that are viscous and chewy or whatever, or powder, they work with time. They work 3 to 6 months. I don't like things that take 3 to 6 months to work.
Okay.
Because I can't really quantify that. I don't even know whether that would work. If I'm buying something, I've got to wait 6 months for something to work. I'm not too impressed about that. You lose your
patience.
I might lose my patience. I might stop it. I might have spent all my money and then get 6 months and then it not work. So I like things that work in a couple of days.
Slight change of course. Women in business. Do you think women in business are treated a bit differently? What are your views on that? I know it's a big topic for many, and we do have also female viewers. They tend to be younger, I would say, our female viewers. But what do you feel that there's a difference, men and women in business? How you're
right now? I've achieved.
Yes.
So I am an achiever. So once you've achieved or you've got a grounding, you don't get men as much saying, questioning. But when I hadn't achieved, and I wanted to change my packaging, I phoned up a company. It was Roma Glass, and they wouldn't supply me because I was a woman. So
how did you know that?
My boyfriend at the time, which became my husband, I said, will you phone up and ask for an account? And they gave it him. And they wouldn't give me one. And I bought such a lot from Roma Glass.
Oh,
in the end.
That's, That must have
So,
hurt.
yes, I don't know. I would love to know from your podcast viewers whether anybody's having problems now. I'm hoping that the men and women divide is not as bad as it was in my time.
Yeah. I mean, from my perspective, I think it is getting better now, but I originally started in an IT field in computers and technology. And when I went into my first job as a consultant, it was just a sea of males, like 3 females in the entire office, everyone male. And I worked in this field, so it was very male dominated. But when I actually saw my friends, my South African friends, they were like, "Well, what are you doing now? After school and whatever." And I said, "Oh, well, I'm in IT. I do billing systems implementations." And they're like, "What do you mean? What's that?" I said, "It's computers. It's digital things." And I said, "You don't look at all like a person that would know about that. You don't. It's just the way, Because probably I don't know what the expectation is for me to do what. Like, what would they like me to do? What sort of person would I look like for them?" But I thought, why would you say that? Why would it? There was a little bit of that, and you sort of think, well, how would you know anything to do with that? But actually, I was okay at it. I did it, so I must have been all right. But I've had a few things like that. We sort of think you have to fight harder, but I do feel like if you have that sort of victim mentality, that's not going to help. Where you think, oh, I'm so disadvantaged, poor me, and you go around and almost playing that card too much. It's not going to do anyone any favors, especially
No, I don't
not women.
think so.
So I'm not really for that. I don't really like that. I just think, crack on, come on.
Well, I mean, that was the one occasion that it was difficult for me.
Yeah.
But
I don't have it much now.
I probably do think sometimes women. But when I was younger, I was a bit of a looker.
Yeah.
And
you still.
I probably did. I probably did sort of go, "Come on, let us."
Yeah.
Let us do. So there is 2 ways of looking at it. I'd say,
100%.
Could have just, So there probably was. There is fors and against, isn't there?
100%. 100%. I mean, even like. I mean, I don't know. Everyone's got their own types, but for sure it will help if you're, someone's type or whatever for them even to follow on the podcast or whatever. There's things like that too, which you're not going to say to someone, "Oh, no, you're only allowed to follow the podcast if you believe every word I say," and not, you've got to be human with this. And I think it's sometimes we get a bit too obsessed with that topic.
I think, I think there is things that happened before, and I don't know whether they would happen now. And when they do, I'll come back and tell you.
Yes, we'll have another session. So what's next for you? What's the next big thing, or is it going to come to you? And you're not sure, or what's going on?
I've got loads and loads of beautiful product ranges. I mean, we've spoken about age defiance, spoken about the Bee Venom making the skin younger, and the collagen drops. They are the 3 big ones. But I've got another one, which we've just launched, and it's about light. Really, this light's very bad for our skin.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and it breaks down our collagen. So I've got
stop aging me.
It ages you.
Damn it.
It ages you. So I've got a product called Prism Protection, and you put the moisturizer on the skin, and then it makes that light make you younger by releasing peptides. So you sit here and just get younger.
Give it to me.
And if you go in sunlight, it makes you younger.
Awesome.
It's got a factor 50 and protects your skin. But mainly it makes the skin make you younger. And that is a new thing, because I love inventing new products.
And on that positive note that we can age in reverse, thank you so much for joining us. And I've loved speaking with you.
Thank you so much.
Very interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you.